Welcome to Bar Talk. I am your host, Brandon T. And like I said, this is a place where we have conversations about real life situations and what's really happened out there in the wild. And like I said, like, subscribe, and comment, and add your 2 cents, and we'll put it in. Like I said, peoples. You know what's a difficult topic? You know what I'm saying? So far, is co-parenting. Let's think about it. Co-parenting. You and somebody was together. Y'all made children. And then for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, y'all parted ways. And then y'all parted ways, y'all made some type of agreement, hopefully, how y'all gonna handle y'all children going forward. Now, the agreement might not be about monetarily, because some of y'all might got the those folks in y'all business to handle the money part. But far as the how to handle the children themselves, you know what I'm saying, y'all might have made some agreements. You know what I'm saying? The children's gonna be over here this day. You gonna pick up the kid from school this day. You know what I'm saying? You might take the kid to school that day. You know what I'm saying? You might also, you know what I'm saying? The kid might need certain clothes or uniform or coat or whatever. You might decide, hey, I'm gonna go do that, or you know what I'm saying? School supplies and so forth. You gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that, and so forth. You got all these agreements on how y'all gonna do the child. Like, and then how do you enforce that? You know what I'm saying? How do you keep the then you gotta think about, you know what I'm saying, you can have all these agreements and so forth, and who's gonna take care of the kids' activities and so forth. And then it turns into how do you know what I'm saying, keep the order. You know what I'm saying? So you could be like at the point where we keep the order by, okay, we got this agreement, we got our calendar out, you know what I'm saying? We got our phones out and we got our calendars, and we saying, okay, this during this time right here I take care of X, and this time you take care of Y, and then so forth. Y'all go down the calendar and have everything listed down there to, you know what I'm saying, so y'all can operate smoothly. Cause like I said, once y'all are split, y'all living two different lives, and the child is in between y'all, and y'all got to figure out, you know what I'm saying, who does what when they do it, and then so y'all can also have freedom and free time in your own lives to live those lives without the child. And then you look at that and say, how do we, you know what I'm saying, enforce that? And it's pretty much a handshake agreement. And most times that handshake agreement works perfectly. And, but then there's always those nuances out there that throws that handshake agreement, you know what I'm saying, by the wayside a little bit. It could not the party doing nothing to the child, you know what I'm saying, in a negative way or anything, or negative influence, or putting the child in any negative situation. It's just because that person has a child, has another person. And then that too, you know what I'm saying? That too can weigh, you know what I'm saying, on y'all agreements, because somebody would feel like, how dare you move on, and you and your other person is now doing things with our child. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's a, you know what I'm saying, very, you know what I'm saying, non-grown up way of looking at stuff. Because like I said, if you really think about it, you know what I'm saying, really really think about it, it's like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, y'all are separated, y'all are not together, and this child has got to be raised and so forth. And you can, and like I said, you can hope and think that that other person won't have anybody, and y'all eventually hook back into each other. That But if, like I said, a lot of times that doesn't happen, and y'all just grow apart and so forth. And like I said, having those extra people that y'all are trying to grow your life with, so forth, and live your life, and your child is in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's one of the, like I said, it's super grown thing that promote that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be happy for the other person. Don't be mad at, okay, because you know what I'm saying, they have a person, and you like, how dare you have a person? You know what I'm saying? That's horrible. Cause like I said, cause at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it's like, yo, we need to raise this child, and if you're happy over there with with your person, I'm happy over there with my person, and the child will feel that happiness and love from extra people. You know what I'm saying? That's a better thing. Yep. But then when you got to think about it, you get into the scenarios and situations where you have the person, one of the parties don't have a person, and you have a person, and then how to in turn handle that, or neither one of y'all have a person, and y'all are, you know what I'm saying, that how in turn do you handle that? Now, I know, and then your child has birthdays and so forth. How do you collaborate on certain things? Say the kid has events and activities and so forth that, you know what I'm saying, y'all both might want to go to. Now, is there a way to, you know what I'm saying, to be super cordial in these scenarios? To say, all right, we're both gonna go here and we're gonna put the child first instead of our own differences. 'Cause you know, what I'm saying, a lot of people take their resentments of the other parent and put it on Front Street and, and let that become a problem within them and the child. Cause like I said, you could be mad at, you know what I'm saying, the other person. Think about it. You can be mad at the other person, and your kid has a birthday. Y'all try to plan his birthday out, and y'all can have friction at that particular event just because y'all are there. At that point, does it necessarily need to be friction? Can, like I said, this be a point where whatever friction y'all have, I mean, y'all don't live together and so forth. It's like, why have it? I mean, I could get me. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It could be friction about, hey, who's paying for the birthday party, and the other person they bring they have and so forth. I get that. Trust me, I get that. But anything outside of that, you know what I'm saying, at the moment, should be, like, we're gonna table our fight and fight tomorrow. Argue tomorrow about whatever. Cause like I said, I think what gets missed in a lot of these co-parenting scenarios and so forth is the child itself, the actual child. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, be combative about the other parent and what they feel that the other parent isn't doing that should be doing and so forth, and that turn bubbles up. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause one parent feels like, oh, I am carrying the weight. I always have, you know what I'm saying, the child. I always got to make sure this, that, and third, and with no help. I understand that bubbles. And bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. I get that. But you got to look at it like this. Sometimes looking at it that way and fighting that battle of bubbling could also be a scenario where it could be unnecessary. The fight that fight. Like I said, every fight ain't worth fighting. I'm serious. Every fight is not worth fighting. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, letting it go. Cause like I said, you could continue to escalate in a co-parenting situation to a point where it becomes super toxic. And then the person on the other side that you think was doing enough does less. Or you do less because you want them to do more, and then only one in that is the child that gets hurt. And then two, you know what I'm saying, you can look at, and then there's other scenarios out here. You got that scenario there, and then you got the scenario of the co-parent doing exactly what they supposed to do. And then y'all start talking about, you know what I'm saying, accessories like events, you know what I'm saying, activities, and so forth, all the extra stuff. And then want to fight about extra stuff. Cause like I said, I look at it like this. There's a point in time where, you know what I'm saying, some people are just, you know what I'm saying, hate to see that you were over there doing well. It happens. And I think that's more human nature. I know there's some people in the back that was like, nah, I want to see my other partner doing well, my other kid's parent doing well, so the kids well. But I got you. I appreciate y'all for doing that. But then there's other side. The other side is like, yo, I don't want to see the other side doing well. I want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm throwing as much strife and chaos in this scenario, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? If I can't do all the bases is covered, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to throw strife and these extra stuff. Because it could be to the point where, you know what I'm saying, the man gets the daughter's hair done by somebody else, and then the woman has a problem with that just because the hair was done by somebody else. And like I said, and that in turn only hurts the child. Cause like I said, it's like the child is trying to build understanding and trust with other people, and you have a problem there, and vice versa. The daddy, you know what I'm saying, the mama can get the son haircut by somebody else, and daddy feels some type of way about it. Or you know what I'm saying, who signs who up for activity, and who, you know what I'm saying, takes the kid to practice or whatever. All that stuff right there, in turns, causes chaos and so forth. We got to get to the point where that you look over there at the other parent, you see the child. That child right there the child doesn't have both of you in the house. So at some point, you know what I'm saying, that stability that the child needs, that stability that the child needs, and stability of the household, you know what I'm saying, between both of y'all should be in sync. Should be no gaps in that. And so, like I said, when the co-parenting, that's like I said, that's a hard conversation. The two parent, mom and the dad, had that conversation. Okay, how we want to raise this child, exactly. And so it's even on both sides. So like I said, you don't get to where the child acts one way over here and another way over there. If, like I said, if you have even, the child acts the same way everywhere. And at the end of the day, that's really what you want. And so forth, like I said. But at the end of the day, I want you to think about this. You have to look at it very grown up, child first, hurt feelings last, and so forth. Like I said, once y'all are split, hold those hurt feelings, you know what I'm saying, and all that ill will, you know, it ain't doing nobody any good. Like I said, flesh it all, child first. What we gonna do about this child? And with that being said, this has been Bar Talk. I'm your host, Brandon T. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And then share your child's, if you're co-parenting, the tips that you have worked successfully and the pain points that you've seen. Peace.